Yeah. That stood out to me today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I thought about, like, I've had some things with my body recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about my almost broken leg on the podcast. And it healed itself.
Yes.
Right? Magically, it healed itself. I've got other minor injuries. It's like you said in the quote. We get broken bones or scrapes or things like that, and our body will heal themselves, and our body knows what to do.
So does your wife. I think I had some say in that. I was doing my... That's what I did, too.
You did the...
I brought the waves with the whoos.
Do you think our mental health and our mental wellness and our psyche has the same thing?
The ability to heal itself?
Yeah.
I have thought that very, very intensely, very strongly, that absolutely have the ability to do that, heal itself, take care of it. But I think what I actually meant was just shove it down and not worry about it. So I think it does have the ability to heal, but I don't necessarily believe that is something you can do by yourself. It doesn't necessarily need, like, I don't know. I feel like you need help. Like, I've been trying to do it by myself for a long time, and I did not accomplish that. I could use some help. So I don't know. I think it is possible, but you need more than your own banter.
Yeah, it sparked a lot of thought in my head when I read it, and I'm sitting there thinking, initially I was like, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense, right? If our body can heal from injury, from physical injury, it's going to be able to heal the mind and some of those injuries that take place in our psyche. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, then why are there a bunch of crazy people that seem to continually slide deeper and deeper into craziness?
Yeah.
So it made me ponder longer, and I don't know. I think that I like to think that it can heal, like your brain, your mind, your psyche can heal itself just like the body can. But I agree with you in the sense that it needs help.
Yeah.
I mean, our bodies need help, obviously,
our bodies
too.
need help too.
Times,
You didn't
right?
like get up and immediately start running marathons with it.
Yeah.
You gave it its moment to rest too.
Yeah. And I think, because I'm sitting here thinking about like a scratch. A scratch doesn't need help to heal. It's just going to heal itself naturally.
Should we try?
Right? No, don't scratch me.
I wasn't.
But like, what's the equivalent of a scratch to your psyche?
Boy, asking the girl with severe PTSD, not acute, chronic, what's the equivalent to a scratch? I have no idea.
What would it be?
I don't know.
Let's brainstorm.
I don't know. I don't know, because mine is, things are like scratches. It's like what a scratch would be to somebody with like a blood clotting disorder. You know, just a little scratch could be a lot more significant. What's a scratch? Oh, Jesus Christ. What's a scratch? Your husband asking you what a scratch is and putting you on the spot on a camera. I feel like that's a scratch.
Well, I'm trying to think of, like,
I don't know.
over the course of my life.
Where's your scratches?
Yeah, what would be a little scratch to my psyche, to my mental health that just kind of healed itself? And all that is standing out to me feel like more than scratches.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
all I
things
can
that
come
I'm
up
standing
with.
out, they feel like more than scratches. And so I'm trying to think of an example that I could draw from.
Maybe the scratches are the ones that go unnoticed because you are affected, but then you heal from it, and so it goes on. It doesn't leave a scar. So that's why we can't conjure any of them up, because they are the ones that go unnoticed. You don't like conjuring?
No, it's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Or is it too scary?
It's not scary. Yeah, they could have. Yeah, I guess that's a good theory. That's
just my reason for the fact that I can't come up with anything. I don't know if it's fact or not. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, like, think about it this way too. Like, for like my shoulder, how my shoulder way back in the day, like 20 plus, maybe not 20 plus years ago, but way back in the day, I injured my shoulder snowboarding, and there's still a big bump on my shoulder that you can feel and physically see. It's visible. And that never healed.
That's not a scratch.
Right? but there's a big calcification up there in that joint. What if that is like what are the calcifications? What are the calcifications to our psyche? What does that look like? So maybe
mental blocks, emotional blocks.
Emotional blocks. I don't know, all of this like
Sanskrits in the wrong direction.
Sanskrit.
That's what those little canals called.
Is that what it's called in your brain?
Well, that's the like neural pathways that when you have the synapses go, when you train your brain, that when this happens, or it starts off with this happens, this was the result, or this was the path you went down, and this is the result, and this is what it meant. And so when that happens again, your brain's like, I know how to do this. And then when other things happen that simulate and trigger that feeling, you identify this feeling with this original, whether it's that or not. And then your brain says, I know what to do. I know the pathway. I know the result. So that's a pretty deep scratch.
Yeah.
And then you have to try and program your brain. I think I went off on a tangent. So I think that's the calcification, or the walls. And then somehow you have to figure out how to get over those and take another pathway and be like, oh, this doesn't mean I have to go here. And just retrain your brain how to react.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought of.